WKU Athletics has won 44 Conference USA titles since joining the league in 2014. And we are now joined by the man who helped orchestrate that move to Conference USA. Welcome inside Studio 2 now for the Extra Points Countdown to Kickoff show. And we're back with WKU Athletic Director Todd Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us today. Super excited to have you.
Thank you, Cole. Great to be with you.
Of course. Now let's start with this. Homecoming brings so many traditions. What is your favorite one?
Well, I think the whole week is interesting. I have to say the football game, right, because I'm the athletic director. But I think the parades, the floats, I think just are something that's unique to the college setting, and I've always thought it's pretty cool.
Well, President Caboni talked about this earlier about how they're honoring Tim and Sarah Ford. But this field house, it's so big for recruiting. What does that capital investment mean from the university to continue to extend investing in student athletes?
It's enormous because if you think about it, players come and go, coaches come and go, administrators come and go, but buildings remain. And so this is a generational investment, and this will be tremendous for the athletes that are here in terms of their ability to train. And it'll be great for all of our programs in recruiting, because when you're recruiting kids, they always want to know what resources they're going to have when they go somewhere. And so to know that there's an indoor facility that they can train 365, 24/7 will be huge for us.
And absolutely, another thing with that field house is just the diversity of this, not just for football, right? It's for baseball, for all these programs to be able to house and continue to work on their craft even when they're not in season. But when you look at now the changing landscape of college athletics, especially with NIL, with the recent House settlement, how do you feel WKU is handling all these changes, and what are some things maybe you're trying to work on or look towards as you try to adjust to the ever-changing landscape?
Yeah, great question, very timely question. I mean, that's the new reality. I know it frustrates some people, but you know, if you want to win the game, you have to play the game, so to speak. And NIL is here to stay. And right now, I think we're doing well with it. We've had great support in the community. That will need to continue. I mean, I really believe if you look 3, 5, 7 years from now, the most successful athletic programs in the nation will be the ones that have the most individual support, the most corporate support, and the most university support. Each one of those will be vital.
And a big thing with corporate support too, I believe this plays into it, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, that new Houchins Athletic District from Houchins Industries, support like that, how much does that mean?
Oh, it's invaluable. I mean, Houchins has been a terrific partner of ours for many, many years. Obviously, their name is on the football stadium, and they help in outward ways and also ways that maybe people don't know as much. And this is just a renewed commitment and will help tremendously.
Absolutely. And now some of those coaches that are going to have to deal with the ever-changing landscape, let's talk about them. You've hired 2 recent former junior college coaches, and Coach Reardon and Coach Plona. How important is it to use coaches that have JUCO experience that are used to almost this level of roster turnover to build their rosters as they head into the postseason?
Well, I think what you're seeing, Cole, is a lot of the Power 4 programs are living in the portal, so to speak. They're just rebuilding their roster through the transfer portal. And what we're going to need to do is obviously that to an extent, but we are also going to have to find players that maybe not be on other people's radar screens. And I think those 2 in particular, with their junior college connections, have enabled them to identify really good players that other people aren't aware of, and that will help us a lot.
I want to hit on Coach Reardon a little bit. I mean, winning his first Conference USA championship just this past season. What have you seen from the WKU baseball program and the way he's been able to take it to new heights?
It's just remarkable what he's done. I mean, he came in here and inherited a program that literally came in last place in Conference USA, which is not something we're proud of. We had an 18-36 overall record, and in his 3 years, we've won 33 games, then 36 games, and then 46 last year, which was the second most in the history of the school. Went to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2009. He's completely transformed our program.
And then now as we look to Conference USA, obviously big matchup for a Conference USA team here today, but what role does Conference USA play in WKU's future?
Well, I think it's been a very good place for us right now. I mean, we lost a lot of members a few years ago, but the additions have been good. And from a competitive standpoint, it's a strong league. Geographically, there's challenges, but you know, that's true with the Big Ten, that's true with the ACC. I mean, that's just where we find ourselves in college athletics now. But you know, what we have to do is just be the best version of ourselves, and Conference USA gives us opportunities to win conference championships and go to NCAA tournaments and go to bowl games, and that really is what our main goals are.
And then when you look at Conference USA, obviously your recent appointment to the Bowl Selection Committee, what does that role mean for you and the role you play, and not just for Conference USA, but other maybe group of 5 schools to be a voice for them?
Well, I think it's nice from the standpoint that there's only one person from each conference that's on that committee, and so that gives obviously WKU a seat at the table, but Conference USA a seat at the table too. It means that our voice will be heard, and it's a tremendous honor, and I'm proud to do it.
Absolutely. Now let's have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
We're gonna test some of your knowledge, but also some big things. So of course we're in the studio. Big broadcast team. You've also got a great broadcast team, of course, in Randy Lee. But let's just say you had to wipe a clean slate, and you have you can only pick from former WKU coaches or athletes. Who's your play-by-play? Who's your color? Maybe a sideline. Who you got in your dream broadcast booth of WKU athletes and coaches?
All right, that's tough because there's a lot to choose from. You know, I think if you go by play-by-play, that's like either the point guard or the quarterback. So I think I'm going to go with Brandon Dowdy there. I don't think there'd be better from a color guy. I mean, that's somebody who can do a little bit of everything, somebody who's pretty versatile. And, you know, a name that comes to mind that maybe people don't think of as much as Ace Wales. We had a running back that was a very good receiver and a very good running back. In terms of the on-field person, I'm thinking out loud here. I think we need to get away from football, so we'll go with Courtney Lee. You know, a lengthy NBA career. I think he'd be able to handle the versatile role of being a sideline reporter.
I like that a lot. Now, let's talk about the conference. If the mascots were to get into like a battle right now, which mascot's going to win?
Big Red. I mean, course. No question about it. Easy. Probably a first-round knockout.
First-round knockout. I like it. And last question for you. I want you to build your ultimate quarterback wide receiver duo. You can pull any former players you want.
Well, I mentioned Brandon before, so I'll mention him again. I'm going to cheat here and have a tie if I can. I'm going to say Brandon Dowdy and Tajuan Taylor. They were together here from 2013 to 2016 and had tremendous careers. And then they were only here 1 year together, but I'm going to have to go with the Bailey Zappi, Jareth Stearns collection. Zappi, the all-time NCAA leader in passing touchdowns and passing yards in a season, and Jareth Stearns actually had one of the top 5 receiving seasons in the history of college football. So put those two together, it has to be good, right?
Nice. I like it a lot. Well, Todd Stewart, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you on the show. Up next, as we look to downtown Bowling Green, the content here, it just keeps rolling. We're going to look at some of the best moments as we celebrate our 16th homecoming show here on the Extra Points Countdown to Kickoff.